Today is day 77 of 100 Random Acts of Kindness. And today I thought I would share that I have officially started chemo. So I started yesterday. I've started at the drug that I'm on is called Xeloda. And I've started at 2,000 milligrams a day. And the average dose, some people are on 2,000 and that's what they can handle. The toxicity of this isn't great. It's better than IV chemo. This is an oral chemo. But it's chemo. It's not amazing. So some people can only handle 2,000. I'm hoping that I can handle more than that, just in hopes that we just fucking blast this cancer. So I've seen, like, max kind of seems to be, I'm trying to think, kind of like in the 4,000 to 5,000 milligrams. I don't think I've seen as high as 6, but I have seen higher than 5, like 5,500 or something. So we'll gradually increase. It's only been 24 hours, so I took a dose yesterday morning, one at night, and one this morning. I've noticed fatigue, but I've noticed quite a bit of fatigue just from the cancer. That happened before my initial diagnosis too. Like, I would go and see my niece and nephew, who I think are my favorite people in the entire world, and then Annie Katie would have a 2-hour nap unintentionally. And I'd wake up and my brother would be there and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I wasn't taking care of the kids or anything. I don't want you to think that I just fell asleep with a 5 and 3-year-old or anything. My brother and sister-in-law were there too, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't keep my eyes open. And so I kind of feel that right now. Like, I think when the cancer kind of gives a bit of a push with me, I'm just exhausted. So a side effect of this, a big side effect, I think the number one reported side effect is fatigue, which isn't great, but I mean, again, we all know my options. So we were out all day yesterday, and I got home and, like, I think I walked in the door and within 20 minutes I was asleep. I have really bad insomnia, so that's different for me. I didn't get a great sleep, but I fell asleep really quickly, which has been quite a struggle for me. The nausea isn't bad. I don't know. I think my favorite word to describe the way I feel on some of these treatments is just wonky. You just feel off. There's just, like, it's just doing all these weird things to your body and you just feel funny, weird. I don't know how to explain it. So I would say that I didn't feel bad yesterday. I had an appetite, which isn't always the case. Not a ton of nausea. Fatigue was there. One of the side effects of this is hand and foot syndrome, which is different than foot and mouth disease. I've told a lot of people, or a few people, about the syndrome, and then I say it is not foot and mouth disease, and they go, oh, it does sound the same. Anyway, I think I've talked about it before. I won't get into it, but I am nervous about that nothing has shown up yet. But it's also been 24 hours. So in saying all that, my friend Johanna was up this weekend, and I noticed this morning when we got home, we went and had breakfast with friends, and when we got home, I noticed Johanna had stripped her bed and the sheets were in the washer. And I have to say that is my random act of kindness today. We have a lot of people who come and visit, and our weekends book up very, very, very fast, which Keith and I are very grateful that we have so many friends and family who want to spend time with us. And then often when they come here, they do these wonderful things like, oh, well, I made 3 things and they're going in your freezer, or I brought up food for the weekend, or whatever it is. And so two things. One, when I was, like, before, maybe even after my stage 2 diagnosis, if I was staying at somebody's house, I would make the bed in the morning and then think, oh, I was making the bed, when really that doesn't do anything. Stripping the bed might seem so simple, and it might be something that is simple for an able-bodied person or somebody without cancer, but for me, I mean, Keith is able-bodied, but he does everything. And so this is such a little simple thing for a lot of people. I didn't think of it as an adult. And now that we have people come here and they strip our bed, like, that to me is like that's big. That's a big random act of kindness. It doesn't take them very long. And then to bring it downstairs, and then it's there. I just have to turn on the washer. And then making the bed, often Keith does get stuck doing it between my shortness of breath, my fatigue, my mobility. Sometimes I can just reach through. I was putting on a pair of pants the other day and just destroyed my back for like 2 days. And I was just pulling out my pants. Like, it's ridiculous how sensitive kind of my nervous system is, my entire back, everything. So Keith often gets stuck doing it. But I feel like if the sheets are in there, I can wash them, switch the loads, and then Keith has to make the bed. So today it might seem, like I said, really simple, but to me, when somebody strips a bed, or if they're here long enough and the sheets are washed and then they say, I'll go make the bed, it's like, I don't even fight anymore. I'm just like, please, thank you. Like, that's amazing. And thank you so much. And so often I get, are you kidding? It's nothing. And to me, it is something, because although it might be simple for them to do, for me, it's quite challenging. And it's one of those things that I would have to really make sure I had enough energy to get up the stairs, to even maybe sometimes take a rest, to then make half the bed and take a rest. Like, it is a process. So to Joe, I really appreciate that. And to everybody who comes here and does that, it really does make a huge difference. Talk to you tomorrow.